Alright, I'm back with the Boxcar Racer Ranked Review Series. Took a bit of a break for Thanksgiving, but I'm ready to return to it. This part contains 5 more songs, 5 more underrated quality tracks, but they're not without their flaws. So here we go with what is arguably Boxcar Racer's most popular song, one that tells us how Tom DeLonge really feels.
8. I Feel So. This song is so obvious in its presentation. When you name a song called I Feel So, you can't expect much else beyond the singer telling you how they feel. And that's basically the whole song. The intro is slow to start, the piano playing feels sloppy, and then the clean guitar doesn't add much. When distortion comes in, things start to pick up, and by the time Tom shouts, "Here we go!" the song is officially ready. The clean verses are alright, some clever concepts and laments. Overall, the feelings of helplessness, not being in control, not getting your fair share in life are all reflected fairly well in the song. Unfortunately, lines like, "I feel so mad," and "I feel so angry," are not quite so brilliant. As for the instruments, they're fine. The drums are cool and the guitars are far from bad. Definitely the audio levels and distortion are well mixed and developed. Tom also has control over his vocal intensity in the verses and chorus. I think it makes for a good opener because it sets the pace for the album, what the themes and tones are like. But I also think there are more advanced and enjoyable songs that take what I Feel So outlines and perfects it. 7. And I starts off a little worrying when you hear that familiar drum beat intro and power chord progression, but as soon as Tom comes in singing, you immediately become optimistic and get ready for what he has to say. This is one of the Boxcar Racer songs that whines about girls, but it's definitely a unique one because instead of complaining about the girl the entire time, there's the main line about how, "And I want her, need her, and you always will pull me through." Meaning the focus isn't so much on the negativity, but the help and support this friend can offer him. Honestly, the verses aren't the most clever he's ever done and fall back on Cheshire Cat familiarity, but one in particular, "And I am full of doubt, she's not the one, take notice, hear me out," is pleasantly satisfying. The bridge is a real treat if you have your right and left headphones in. It's the best one on the album without a doubt. The spacey effects coupled with the alternating power chords is something you'll look forward to more than the rest of the song. The song ends triumphantly and the singer sounds exasperated as he shouts, "And I," until the very end. "And I" definitely shows some growth and maturity in Tom's songwriting from his early days. By taking a familiar subject matter and making it more complicated and intellectual is definitely something we can appreciate as longtime fans. 6. Letters to God. I could see Letters to God being many people's favorite Boxcar Racer song, but I could also see people not really be able to get into it. It's definitely enjoyable to listen to, but it's very vague with what it's about. There's both too much being said and not enough specificity. I think it's about living a horrid life of debauchery, and then getting scared about the consequences later on by equating the idea of avoiding damnation by simply refraining from common wrongs like lying and sinning. It's one interpretation of many, and it's both the strength and weakness of the song. The song's lyrics are without a doubt mature and complex, and the presentation is fine. I just think there's more to express than the confines of the song allow. While lyrics are interesting, I'd say the instruments are just as good. The acoustic guitar is a nice touch, and the bridge offers some originality, though the hard distortion part is largely unnecessary. Travis's drums are notably absent from most of the song, but I think the guitar and the double tracking of the vocals are enough to carry it. Besides, it's just too much fun to sing, "I won't lie, I won't sin, maybe I don't wanna go." The song received a sequel from Angels and Airwaves, if anyone was unaware and interested, but for the most part it pales in comparison to the original. While there are some similar ideas and concepts, and it's one of the better songs on the album Love, Letters to God Part 2 just doesn't have the same impact, so I'd stick with the first one. 5. Cat Like Thief. This is a complicated song to assess, because if you can't stand Tim Armstrong's unique mumbling voice, then chances are you're not going to be able to get through it. It's definitely a trip because Tom's voice is so high here and creates an amusing contrast. The thing is that neither of them are good singers, but damn can they write some lyrics. If you've been keeping up with Tom's releases, you know he absolutely loves cat-like comparisons. Between this song and lines from The Flight of the Apollo and Teenagers and Rituals, it's an image he keeps coming back to, and this is the song that started it all. I think one of the best things about this album is that there are still songs that whine about girls like Blink-182, but each one is done in an entirely different way. Lyrically, this song is extremely clever and varied. Each line is potentially awe-inspiring, and it definitely takes multiple listens to piece together the entire scenario. That being said, what it outlines is the basic love is lost ordeal, and one or more parties are ruining it for the other. It's very difficult to figure out the precise nature of the song because there's just so much going on. Either way, this song has some truly standout lines, especially the title-inspired one, "Call me back when word is that she's gone. Cat like thief, she stole air from my lungs." It seems to be reflecting that he knows she's bad for his life, that either she's killing him with her actions, or is simply so lovely that she takes his breath away. Still, the speaker is wise to the situation. Even Armstrong's line about gathering his friends and crew together for support are enough to take some of the repetition off the drawn-out ending. I liken the "don't leave her" part to the voice in the back of their heads that keeps going and going. We all want what's bad for us sometimes, and I think that's what they're going for here. As for the music, it's above average compared to some of the other songs. Travis's drum work is cool here, but honestly, I'm usually too busy trying to process the lyrics and enjoying the beat. The alternating guitar notes make up the majority of the song. Some variation would be nice, but the flanger kind of masks the over-the-top repetition. Also, apparently the lead singer of New Found Glory is featured, but good luck finding out when and where. If I had to guess, I'd say it sorta sounds like him at the end when the Don't Leave Hers get magnified, but still, it's definitely an underuse of his capabilities. Anyway, the song's brilliant. You can't get into the vocals and simply read the lyrics, cause it's still awesome. 4. Elevator. I don't think it would be wrong to simply call this a Blink-182 song, because it has all the core members performing. This song is genius, and the point of view shift is truly the highlight. Elevator is about a man jumping off a building, and Tom's vocals reflect the thoughts of the jumper, while Mark's are of the bystander. It's definitely the darkest song on the album, and I remember the song really sticking with me when I finally figured out what was going on. Unfortunately, the second half of the song is pretty lackluster. All it becomes is Mark and Tom alternating and repeating the line, "Let's forget this all, move on, one time too many." The line's insightful because it makes the concept of death into something we should simply forget about, and brush off that a man just died horrifically, so I can't forgive it for its overuse because what's there is jam-packed with significance. Unlike the lyrics, the instruments here aren't too impressive. The guitar is just repetitive, same with the drums, and worst of all the bass, which uses about 3 different notes the entire song, but I think Mark's presence also helps take some of the focus off what the instruments are lacking. The ending definitely could have benefited from something more dynamic than an out-of-place violin outro. Perhaps a brilliant closing from Travis could have been a more impactful and less forgettable way to end. The bottom line is, Elevator was a well-done preview of what fans would have to look forward to in the next Blink-182 album.
Only 3 more songs to go in the last installment. All systems go, Watch the World, There Is, which will be number 1. Find out next time. See you then.